Welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod. I got a really short one today. A short little video. Nothing much. Just gonna do the Crash the Titans. Nothing more, nothing less. A little bit of chit chat. I posted on Facebook in a group that I'm a part of just for Marvel Puzzle Quest that I got the where's he at? He's in here. There you go. I pulled him. I pulled Ultron. You know, first pull. You know how it's like reduced price? I accidentally mentioned that I pulled it for 100 HP, but I forgot it's 200 when for these sales. I could have just looked up the Novas, but yeah, it's 200. Pulled them, got them. You want to see it? I'm hitting the wrong button because I'm cool at this game. Let's see. Roster. 5 stars only. Scroll about him. There he is. I got the red, which is pretty good. I mean, as long as it's not black, right? Ugh. But the blue one's good. I mean, good as far as this character goes. Red one's decent as far as this character goes. So, you know, we take those. Anyways, on with it, right? Deadpool Daily, Crash the Titans. We got to fight Professor X. Ooh, boy. Okay, look at his things. He's got a 3, 2, 4. Kind of weird setup. He's got enough to go invisible. He just needs one cover of purple for that. Any additional covers add to his ability called Blind Spot, where if he's got a special tile out, he can strengthen it whenever he matches colors, you know, like of any sort, as long as it's his match. As long as he's matching it, he strengthens tiles when he's invisible. You need tiles out though. His yellow would normally help with that. His yellow says, hey, when an ally, keywords, ally, casts power, uses an active ability, he puts out, you know, some strike, attack, projectiles, depending on your level. And that's always a good thing. Well, there's no allies in the Crash the Titans, so that yellow is pointless at 4. Means his blind spot isn't going to do much at 2 because it'll make him invisible and that'll be annoying, but it won't strengthen anything. Finally, there's his blue. It's the only way he is really offensive. If he or anyone on his team makes a match 5 or more, he hits him hard with a good chunk of damage, and it's just passive. He also generates some AP for the team's strongest color. So as long as you can guarantee yourself match 5s or try to edge towards match 5s more often than not, Professor X has actually a good passive for doing extra damage and also giving some AP on top. So anyways, he can be a threat if he gets invisible, because getting him out of that is trouble sometimes. Especially if you don't have a way to do team damage or a way to search for that tile to get rid of his invisibility. So, without further ado, let's kill him with my boy, Nightcrawler. Easily my favorite character in Marvel, period. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of other characters. I like Scarlet Witch, I like Loki. I mean, I'm not talking MCU, I liked them before that too. I like, a lot of classic characters from the X-Men comics. But anyways, that said, Nightcrawler was my top. I think he's one of the coolest ones. Unfortunately, in Marvel Puzzle Quest, he also is not that good though. He's got utility. Don't get me wrong. He on the right team, he can get things done. But you can say that about a lot of characters. It doesn't mean that they're good. There are some characters that are just far and beyond the rest of the pack, and Nightcrawler is not one of them. His bread and butter, though, is his purple. Bamf. That's his signature ability, if you don't know. So he basically teleports away and teleports right back in, ready to strike. At 5 levels, which why do you not have it at 5? I mean, it's really good. For 7 AP, you create change 8 basic tiles to the color most present on the board. In other words, you're flooding the board with more of what's already there. You're going to get match 4s and probably 5s out of this ability. It's really fun. I love this ability. Plus, it keeps him safe. At any level, as long as he gets hit by team damage, he instead goes airborne for a turn. In other words, he doesn't take that damage. He's like, nope, I'm out of here. Now, of course, he's not going to help you the rest of the turn, but he doesn't have any other passives, so he's not really going to do much. He'll just come right back down from being airborne, ready to do stuff again. His red is okay. It's some decent red damage, but if he has 10 or more AP in the team's strongest color, he does more damage with it, and it's decent at that point. Then there's blue. Blue is pretty good. Sometimes I struggle at if I should put it up to 5 or not. It costs 12, so it's pricey. You don't get to shoot it off that often, but you can see what it does right there. Deal almost 1200 damage for each point of AP in enemy's strongest color, and then steals 4 of that AP. Ooh, in the enemy's strongest color. Okay, I want to repeat that. It has to be the enemy's strongest color. Now in this case, Professor X's strongest color is actually blue, not purple, not the one that makes him invisible, but blue. So if you do this right, you can, if Professor has a good decent amount of blue, you can cast this when you have, let's say, we'll say 20 AP, 20 blue, and steal 4 of the Professors, and then cast it right again, because you'll have another 12 afterwards. Of course, that's just wishful thinking. That's not going to happen. By the time you get to 20 blue, he should be dead. Anyways, it's a good ability. I wouldn't ever discount it, but I think purple is the best and red is decent because it's just straight up damage. It's going to get the job done, and it's cheap. Well, not cheap, but cheaper than the blue. Okay, that's my thoughts on it. I'm going to keep that blue-purple boost in there because I want to bamf and do everywhere at once, and more importantly, bamf. Let's go. And once again, for these one-on-ones, we do character effects on. Ooh, I think it was purple and blue, ready to go. Where do I go with this? I guess I do this, because I get the red and the purple. Oh, and some blue. Look at that, a smorgasbord for Nightcrawler. Kurt Wagner, likey. We'll take... I'll take this. If only, I know it leaves him match 4, but honestly, I can bamf now. Now, just because you can bamf doesn't mean you want to. Look what it does. It gives me blue. That's not bad. I mean, blue is a good color for him, right? But if you can hold out, if you think you can make the board covered in purple, that's a godsend. That's called a win. Because then you floored the board in purple. You automatically make purple AP. And then you bamf again because you will have enough to bamf again. And then you just keep doing it, repeat over and over again. Basically, it's an endless loop of terror for the opponent if you get enough to bamf with a purple heavy board. Anyways, I'm going to take this red. I'm in no threat. I'm in no hurry because I know the computer is looking for, well, purple. So I'm just kind of letting the computer thrash around. Oh god, he's going to go invisible. Yikes, he's already got 8 purple. Dang. That is not what I wanted to see. Should I do this now then? Oh, it's black. Yikes. Probably should have done it earlier. That's okay. I'm going to move these purples down. Perhaps the invisibility, the blind spot, will stick on one of those bottom 3. And it won't. It's okay, we'll make it come down from its perch. What do we got here on the bamf? It's yellow now. Meh. So we'll do this. So now it's set to match. There you go. Come back out of hiding, Professor. Okay, he's not going to allow purple to be the main dominant color. I want it to be at least red or blue or purple, though, so that way Kurt does a lot of damage with it. Since he's out of hiding... Oh, he's dead anyways. We'll just do that. Bye-bye. Never mind. Side note, Nightcrawler is really fun if you team him with Professor X and Scarlet Witch. 3-star or 5-star, I guess. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that there's a 5-star version of her. But I used to use them for big fun, just because. Obviously, Scarlet Witch is going to create more purples on the board. You're going to reap those purples automatically. As long as you let her get that out at least once more, but don't match the purple tiles that ensue from it, use BAMF on what's left over. Purple should be the strongest color, I mean the one most prevalent at that point. It usually is. You're kind of guaranteeing that Professor X is going to go all master plan crazy with his blue. As long as Scarlet Witch or Nightcrawler are stronger than your Professor X, then you're gonna create 4 more purple with master plan. You can basically BAMF all day and make a Winfinite out of it, as I like to call it. He's also good with 5-star Professor X and Onslaught. That team can actually take out Okoye I-Hulk teams, because when the Immortal Hulk does his whole team damage shtick, Nightcrawler goes in the sky. He gets airborne. That way you can't touch him. Onslaught and Professor X take the hit, but they're 5 stars. They can take it. And you're just building up blue and purple, waiting for Onslaught and Professor X to change the board so that it's mostly purple. And then Kurt can go BAMF crazy all over them and Winfinite them. Nightcrawler does have good possibilities. It's just, it's a tool to use in certain fights. He's not going to win you every fight. He's just good to have in your back pocket for certain fights and certain opponents. That's it. That is Nightcrawler's Crash the Titans. Should be back pretty soon with another video shortly. I mean, we got the Crash the Titans starting up again in a day. Don't forget, we also have the anniversaries coming soon. I would normally say we're going to have the 5-star store soon, but we're not going to pull for Ultron, Loki, and Magneto in that next store. We're going to skip that one, fellas. Sorry if you're looking forward to it. But for now, we'll just we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.